How's everybody doing? This is Danny and Angel, the Roots of Ambition podcast. Today is a special one, baby. We got Mr. Brandon Johnson right here from Golf Ballin, right?
Thank you.
AKA the baller, right?
AKA the Golf Baller.
The Golf Baller.
Yeah. Hey, this one's special, bro, right? This one right here is special because we talked about it off air, and I think Angel's probably going to get some clips off of that because it was a good conversation, bro. But I want to start it off with this.
Yeah.
I just moved to Brentwood in 2017, started my business out here, right? And I think it was 18 or 19 when I saw one of your videos over here at the gas station, right?
Yeah.
And I saw you, bro. I was like, man, this dude's hustling, bro, right? But the way you were talking to people on the IG, how the Monday motivations, bro. I was tuning in. I'm like, bro, I really love this dude's vibe, bro. Like I saw a lot of myself through you, right? I thought there was a lot of connections. And then one day I was scrolling and you popped up again. And then I realized, shit, this dude's in Brentwood. And I searched your address, and then you made another one with your daughter on it, bro. A nice little, cool little skit, right? And I was like, bro, I got to go over there, and I got to shake this dude's hand. I just want to meet him, right? And I remember I walked in there, bro. I looked at you. I was like, hey, bro, I just want to shake your hand, man. I love your hustle. I love your attitude. I love the way you promote your business. I love the way you go through things, man. I know it was kind of weird, but I was like, man, I wanted to give this dude his flowers.
It caught me off guard.
Yeah, I bet.
But it was super dope.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying? That you would take the time to say that and do that. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that just like it was yesterday.
Right.
Because I remember after you, and it wasn't like you took up a bunch of my time.
Yeah.
Like you literally just did that.
Yeah.
Much respect, bro. You're going to be seeing me. You'll hear from me. And you left. And I was like, what's this happening right now? What was that? Did he just come in my shop just to show me love? Didn't want nothing? Because most people will gas you up like that and then be like, hey, bro, you got $50? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got this tournament I'm throwing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for some sponsors.
Give me some cheese, big dog. Give me some cheese,
but
baby.
he had no... you had no ulterior motives.
No,
you were just showing
bro.
love.
Just showing love, man.
And then we became closer later.
Yeah, bro.
So it's like...
Little by little, I was like, I don't want to overwhelm Cat, you know what I'm saying? Because I know he's busy, I'm busy, right? A lot of times I don't spend too much time in Brentwood because my job, I have to go out everywhere, bro. I'm traveling and moving, right? But so
cool.
Back to the beginning, brother. I want you to just give people... the world, all the millions of people watching who are going to be watching later, right?
Yep.
Because we're going to be all over the place. I feel it, bro.
Yes.
I want them to just get a quick introduction of who you are, bro. Tell them who you are, where you're from, and
my name's
what
Brandon
you're doing.
Johnson. I'm from Pittsburg, California. I started a mobile golf shop company called 4 to Your Door. It was a mobile golf shop. So that's what I originally started. It's just a UPS truck that we converted into a mobile repair shop. So we just did repairs. We had a little bit of sales in it, but just repairs. And then we started servicing the local courses. Really, it was...
right here in Contra Costa County?
Yeah, mainly out here in Brentwood, Pittsburg, Antioch.
Okay.
That was mainly. We would go to other places, but this was our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Instead of traveling everywhere, you start eating it up in gas, driving that big-ass truck.
Efficiency.
Yeah, stocked up. And Roddy Ranch in Brentwood were our main two that we had contracts at and that we did a lot of business at.
Okay.
So started that. 2 years later, opened Golf Ballin.
Yeah.
And then 16 years later.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Don't give them all the nuts and bolts yet, bro.
Still kicking.
Still kicking.
Look, I got a drink after that.
Hey, that's
16
right.
years.
That's right, baby.
16 years. I was like, oh.
Yeah. A long time.
So, hey, real quick, bro. I saw one of your both of them, but the one where, how did you get the name? Like, where was it?
Oh, yeah.
Where was it?
Okay.
Yeah, I love that story,
it was,
bro.
So it was our high school drug dealer.
Yeah.
His name was Big Bruh. He was from Mississippi. Stupid accent, older black dude. And one day he came outside and he came to the car and he was like, "You be golf balling?" We're like, what? You be golf balling? You be golf balling? I be golf balling? And we were like, what the hell is he saying? He pointed to my golf clubs.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you mean golfing? Yeah, golf balling, bro. I be golf balling all the time. I be out there golf balling, you know? So he said that, and it was like, it was just something that stuck with me forever, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking, I'm, let's say, 17, maybe 18, right? So there was no, I'm going to start this business later and name it that or anything like that.
But
it was just stuck forever. So then when we're going to open a golf shop, I just always thought that was a cool little spin on the name, Golf Ballin.
Hell yeah.
Right? Ballin, golf balling.
Golf balling.
You know, so even though I wasn't the golf baller in the beginning, that eventually came later, but yeah.
That's dope.
I just thought it was a cool story.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, that's the type of life I've lived.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, and I think that's what a lot of people, including yourself, but appeals to people because I'm not what you would think a white golf shop owner would be.
I was going to bring that up, bro.
By any facet. But not even, but you know what I'm saying? It isn't even like, you know, this isn't even some shit I am to be cool.
Yeah.
This is just who I am. If you see me, this is how I am. This is how I've always been.
Absolutely.
I got people from every walks of life that will vouch for me from day one. Oh, he got like that because it was hot or because it would be cool or trendy. No.
That's just who you are, bro.
This is who I am, and I'm comfortable in my own skin.
I tell you though, bro, like the one thing that caught my attention was exactly that.
Yeah.
Like this dude is out here slinging golfing. But you had your twist to it, bro. You made it hip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that's kind of what golf balling is.
Yeah, well,
that's cool.
That's what I'm saying. Like
urban version of golf.
When I first learned how to play, I mean, I suck at golf. You know what I mean? But when I started learning it, everywhere was very upright, very demure, very. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that's everywhere I went. But when I saw you on IG, I'm like, dog, this is brilliant, bro. Brilliant. No, seriously. And that's why I just kept following you. Like, man, I gotta meet this dude, bro. And I think that's what makes every successful business successful is being different.
Yeah.
Right?
Unique. It's hard to be unique.
Unique, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. So
you know what I mean?
And it's hard to be authentic and unique.
Yes.
That's hard. You don't see that too often because a lot of people.
Your other challenge is going to be developing that culture with your future employees. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, not that it won't be hard. Yeah. It won't be easy, but it's definitely something I see you doing.
Well, bro. And it hindered me. You got to understand, golf is cooler now. Shit's more accepted now. Yeah. So when I first started, the way I speak and the way I carry myself throws a lot of traditional golf people off.
Yeah.
So when I would go talk to a general manager, a head pro, a GM of a golf course or something, now, because they either have heard about me or they can Google me real quick, I get more respect. Yeah. But prior,
it was hard.
Hard. They would. Yeah, it was almost like I don't know what you would call it, but it was like discrimination. Yeah. You know, even though I'm white, it was like discrimination.
You were
like,
different.
I don't want this type of motherfucker here.
Yeah, or
not
representing.
That I was crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere that's in the middle. Yeah. I'm from a street side. Yeah. But I'm also know how to act like a civilized person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so it was hard in the beginning. Yeah. Because I was worse. I ain't gonna lie. I was,
at the beginning, you mean?
If you were over here, it takes a while to get, I still have some tendencies, but like now, if you say something that disrespects me or something, most of the time I'm going to be able to just laugh it off or talk it out like a grown-up. But there was a point where talking wasn't allowed. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a thought. And I'm not saying I'm the toughest dude in the world, but that's just how shit was handled where I'm
street
from.
Code, bro. Street code.
Yeah, that's how it was handled where I was from. So
we lived by a different code before. Yes, absolutely, bro. Yes. So we talked a little bit about this off air, right? But we'll talk about it real quick. Okay. Right? The fighting the demons within. What are the demons, and how'd you battle with those demons? Right? So we all have demons, and I think this is just me speaking, but I think that a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, at least at least I'm just being biased, right?
Yeah.
I think we have a lot more issues, bro, because we're just wired different.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Because I have a lot of friends that I've known for years, and it's just like me and you are not on the same page, bro. We don't think the same way. We don't have the same values, the drive, the motivation, the discipline. So just if you can, just really quick elaborate on what your demons were you were dealing with as you were building your business.
It was, it's self-doubt, right?
Yeah.
Because you believe, but everybody believes, but it's hard to believe when shit ain't going right.
Absolutely.
Day after day after day. When you're fucking up, when you're getting bad breaks, when you're making bad decisions, bad calls, things are not good. So it's hard to continue when you're continuing to fail.
Yeah.
Or like when somebody who cares about you and believes in you still can look at you and not believe that it's going to work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got somebody that wants to believe in you. They want to, and they do believe in you, but they're still looking at you like, fuck, bro, that ain't possible.
Yeah.
And they don't mean to, but that's so to absorb that and continue to go for that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I would compare it to like fucking trying to climb Mount Everest or something. Yeah. Right? You're looking at it like, I can't do that.
Oh, hell
there ain't no way I can do that. But motherfuckers can.
Yeah.
But it's
been done before.
And it's probably not possible too.
But it's a small fraction of
people. And you can be really good and still not make it up
100%.
there. So knowing that, and even if you believe in yourself, that chances are you're not going to make it.
Yes.
You believe it, and you're going to keep fighting for it, but in your head, too, you're going, fuck, bro, how the fuck I'm going to do this? Like, this ain't possible. There ain't no way. But you still get up and you try to make it happen, and that's why you end up there.
Right.
Like that dude climbing the mountain. He got to the top because he just didn't stop taking...
One step
or fall back, and then you walked again.
Yes, yes, sir.
I wanted to quit 600 times. I just did 601.
Yes. So has it always just been you, or do you have a business partner?
No. So
obviously your wife is your partner. She's got your back, but I mean, like, did you have another person you were attached to that was tackling this thing together?
So it's been me and my father this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right
it's been me and my father this whole time. But my dad is just more or less in the backgrounds. Yeah. Right? Yeah. He doesn't want to be the face of this.
Right.
You know right. He doesn't want to have to. He's already paid his dues. He doesn't want to handle the stress I have to handle, right?
Right.
He doesn't want to know what bills are past due. He doesn't want to know what we paid for that, what we made for that, anything like that. So he's in the, he gets all the behind the scenes stuff done. My dad does all the grunt work. All the shit I don't want to do. Yeah. He does. And it works.
How old is your dad?
My dad is 60, maybe? 61.
He's still young,
61.
bro.
Super young.
Yeah, 60. Yeah, they had me young. I'm 42, I think.
Oh, man, he was young, bro.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah. Right on, bro.
Yeah, so he's still spry and ready to go. He can outwork most 30 years old.
He don't want to deal with the other stuff, man. You handle that.
That's just not his thing.
I take care of this in the back. I got you.
That's just not his thing. And then he's done other things while I was doing this. Like, so I'm going to get a golf course.
Yeah.
So I got him a job at Contra Costa Country Club, and he was a greenskeeper for like 4 years.
Oh.
So I did that. Sorry, I burped, bro.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
So he could learn how to take care of an immaculate facility.
That was methodical.
Oh, yeah.
That's your game plan.
Oh, yeah.
So you playing chess.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fucking bro, I'm telling you, bro.
You can't get there if you're not doing shit like that. And to have somebody willing to do it.
Yes.
Right. The job there sucks, bro.
Yeah.
He made like $14, maybe $16 an hour. Has to be there at 3 a.m. to get off at 1:30. But he had to work 2 weeks in a row because only every 2 weeks you get a weekend off.
Oh, shit, bro.
So he did that shit for like 4 years.
So I have to...
wow.
God damn, I wish I was a fly on the wall for that conversation, bro. So we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
So how did...
I've never really talked about that part either.
This is beautiful because this is the part a lot of motherfuckers don't understand, bro. Mm-hmm. Right? So obviously your dad saw your vision. He believed in you, right?
Yeah.
So how'd that conversation like, hey, Pops, this is the game plan. We're gonna eventually own one of these motherfuckers, right? So in order to get there, when we get there, we need to be prepared. So when we take over this is how everything's got to operate.
Yeah.
How was that conversation to sell that to him, bro?
It wasn't that hard.
No?
Nah.
Oh, man, bro. I got to shake your dad's hand, dog.
dude.
That's the ultimate team player, bro.
No, he's a G.
Respect, dude.
He'll take from one for the team. You know what I'm saying? In every aspect. Like even when, when tragedy happens and you got someone who's dying.
Yeah.
My dad's going to be the one.
Wow.
Like no one else can muster up and handle that type of just horribleness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he can just handle any type, and he's got so many skills. Like he's not a expert in anything, but he knows how to plumb, he knows how to carpentry, he knows how to like everything.
Jack of all trades.
Everything he's like a 7 to 10 in.
Right. Ooh.
Wow.
I mean, no, sorry, 7 to 8. 7 to
That's
8.
still
That's
great.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He can do everything. He knows
What is
how
that?
to do.
Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah.
Yeah, but so he could just, so it wasn't that hard. It was just like, look, I have this opportunity to get you in at the best elite country club around here. The pay's gonna suck and everything, but it's all for a purpose later on. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he did that for how long, bro?
4 years.
4 years, that's crazy.
Dude,
Yeah.
that, bro, hats off, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson, you're going to watch this.
And he's a white dude, bro.
Yeah, bro,
You gotta remember, he
that's
works with all Mexicans.
Yeah.
And there's like a few Indians or whatever.
Yeah. So
There ain't too many white folk that can work like that. Because my dad works. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like he'll outwork people.
Well, you gotta meet your
know what I'm saying?
dad.
yeah, dude, that's a beautiful story, brother.
Yeah. So he
Sounds like
kept
our
the job,
next
and then
podcast guest.
and then it was literally
So
you quit the job to now come work for me at the shop. Because once the gas station got established, it was like, okay, I was paying someone to pick up the golf carts, drop off the golf carts.
Yeah, you can't do
all
it,
this shit. So I'm like, Dad, just come work for me. And literally, I said that. He goes, I'll put my 2-week notice in tomorrow. I swear to God.
Bro,
I'm not even playing a little bit.
See,
know
that's
saying?
what I'm
But my
talking
mom
about,
hates
bro.
it all.
Yeah.
My mom hates it all.
That was my next
My mom-
question.
yeah.
How does mom feel about that, bro?
Mom's
Because
got...
there was got to be one of them that says, I don't know about this one, bro.
So my dad will do everything. My mom will do everything, but extremely reluctantly.
Okay.
Like she will tell us, it ain't gonna work. No way you're gonna be able to do that.
Right.
What if this happens? You're gonna go to jail. Like, the ship's gonna sink. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's so extreme, you know what I'm saying? Because she goes straight to what is the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
And I need that a little bit too, because I'm always a best case scenario, right? I'm looking at things what we could do.
Yeah.
And she's always looking at like
what they say there's a person who builds the plane, but there's also that other person that builds parachutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just in case shit don't
My mom's
work,
got
bro.
parachutes.
Got you.
On deck. For everybody.
Respect for moms, dog.
Everybody.
Man, okay, let's keep this one rolling, bro. All right, so talk about the UPS truck, bro. Right?
The 4-year door?
Yeah, what like when did that happen to say, hey, dude, like this?
So I was a union carpenter.
Right.
Work got slow.
Right.
We weren't working that much. So I was on unemployment and I was playing golf with my men's club at Delta View a lot. And I just noticed that a bunch of the guys would have repairs or shit that they wanted done with their golf clubs, but they would never do it because they would get there, realize it, complain about it, but then put their clubs away, go into the bar, hang out, forget about it till the next time they grab their
The
clubs.
same problem.
Yeah. So then I knew I couldn't come up with any type of money to open a real.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let me buy. It was an old, sorry, bro.
You're good, bro. You're good.
It was an old dry cleaning service truck. So it was a step van, a UPS truck. And it was down in LA. I found it. It was $4,400. I made the dude, I said, I'll pay you $4,400 if you sign me a guarantee that I can drive it from LA back here.
Yeah.
And it'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it does that, I'm good. Because
Yeah.
I'm never going to drive it that much. I don't want it to last 30,000 miles.
100%,
I
right.
wanted to get home.
Yeah.
And then I know it runs good enough. That's all it was. So he made me do that. And guess who did that shitty ass?
Your dad.
Yep.
Wow, bro. Bro, that's your ace right there.
Pops took off and drove that fucking step van all the way back straight.
And you also
And he was like, I was doing 85. I was trying to blow that bitch up. he was like, we were going to see if it ran good or not.
So your pops is also the one that configured it and had it all station ready for you,
so
right?
he used to build like specialty vehicles, BART. He used to build BART cars.
Yeah.
So he knows how to fabricate and build all types of stuff. So he built the whole workshop. So it was just a gutted, step van, and then he built me a whole stainless steel workstation, gripping, shaft extractor. I guess phones weren't, pictures weren't that big because I don't have any. I almost have nothing of me in that truck, and it would be cool to show off.
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because he got this special thing that he found at like a garage sale or something. It was a stilt for a house. And he made that where my loft and line machine was installed on that. One, because I needed the holder, but two, I had to be able to move it out of the way.
Oh, okay.
So it needed to swivel. So like he made he made me a desk that folded out of the wall and locked in place.
Bro, he gets down.
Oh yeah,
And you don't have any pictures of that inside?
Nothing, bro. Because I mean,
you weren't even thinking. You were just like, you gotta work.
I sure took pictures, but it was like, let's say
what
2011.
Year? Oh, okay.
So who knows what phone I have, and just nothing got saved, or I might have some of that shit, but it's on my mom's old computer type stuff. Like, I haven't looked at pictures from 2011.
Well, now they
reaccumulate right here. Locked and loaded.
Oh yeah, I got a few pictures, but not many of like the inside, because I wasn't doing any social media back then. Like besides just there was no Instagram. I don't think.
Facebook only, right?
MySpace and shit.
MySpace. God damn. You went back.
Yeah.
All right. So then. So you did the UPS truck, right? Your dad is on board with you 100%, and then you say we got to get a shop.
Yep. So I just saw a need
location,
for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I saw, and I couldn't sell things on the truck. That was the problem. That's why I said we only had a little bit of retail, because I had retail, that was like, so like Roddy Ranch and courses that I dealt with were like, everything's cool except that. I can't have you selling balls when I sell balls in the pro shop. Right? The gripping and all that and the repairs were all cool because no golf courses really offered that service. They still don't anymore, right? Except for like elite country clubs. And even if they do, it's usually the head pro that has to do it. Like they don't have a club master that works there. You get what I'm saying? It's just the pro knows how to do it, so he'll end up doing your grips, but he doesn't want to. So that's how it was so easy. Because people are like, how did you get the contracts to park? Because I would park literally in their golf course, like right next to the putting greens.
Because you have 37 contracts, right? That's what you said.
37 contracts, yeah.
Damn,
how long did it take you to get to 37
2 years.
contracts?
Fucking A, bro.
Yeah. Like if I would have had the money and maybe was smarter or I like everything that I did, but that would have been what I should have multiplied, right? It would have been really easy to franchise the 40-year door out, right? Because it's very low overhead, right? If you want to start a Golf Ballin, you got to have a couple mil.
Yeah, you got to.
If you wanted to start one of those trucks, even now, you could probably do it for $60,000.
Damn, bro.
So to start a business that's gonna make money, it's not gonna make money. It's now how much you make is gonna be up to you. But once you own it all, your goal, there's no real downside, right? That's why I did it, because it's like that step van, when I sold it for like $8,000. Right? So it was, you know what I'm saying?
You sold the whole kit, everything the way it was?
No, I just sold
you stripped it all out?
After not using it for years and years and years, right? It just ended up sitting because it was like, I'm not going to go work at Brentwood Golf Course to make money that would have just came to my shop and I would have made money, right? And the shop is costing me the most money.
Right.
So after just not using it for probably 4 or 5 years, I ended up just selling the truck. But what I'm saying is, when you buy something like that, you can always get out of it, right? You sell the truck, you know what I'm saying?
Easy.
All the inventory, you sell that. Easy. So there wasn't much of a loss I could have took. Like, it didn't, I started it with 12,000, but
it was easy for you to pivot to the shop.
Yes.
There. Yeah.
And if I had to get out of it, I was going to be able to get the majority of my money back, right? Like if you were going to start a restaurant, I would say start a food truck first, right? Because if you don't succeed in the food truck, you can sell the food truck and get 80% of your money back.
I hope you're listening to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So people always want, you don't have to get what you want.
Yeah.
You just have to do what you got to do to get what you want.
Fuck. Say that one more time, bro. Look in the camera and say that.
You don't have to get what you want. You have to do what you have to do to get what you want. Right? I didn't want to start in a UPS truck that was hot and miserable, But I had to do that to be able to get to the next step, to get to the next step, to get to the next step.
Boy,
I think people want to skip that.
Man, my boy was playing chess from the beginning, dog.
Yeah. It wasn't like I wanted to stay in the...
Yeah, no,
but
bro.
it was just...
So have you thought about maybe getting another truck and like...
For sure, but it's all going to be after this gets finished.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I have. But
that sounds like, man, that can be very profitable for you still, bro.
It is, but the only issue is, like, let's say I have one here, I'm still, I'm making money off myself.
Right. So
it has to be something that I franchised out.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm thinking. Because you can
if I'm at Shadow Lakes and I regrip $2,000 worth of clubs that day, well, those 2,000 people just would have went to me anyway.
Yeah,
right.
You know
100%.
Yeah,
Got you.
That was a good one, bro.
What?
The fucking whatever the hell I said.
Yeah.
that was a really good one, bro.
That's a banger.
We're
going to clip that one for you, bro.
I forgot what I said. I didn't hear that. That was good. But that is the truth. People want to skip.
Bro,
they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to own a car dealership.
Yes.
Oh, so you got to get all these.
Yes.
No, you start out with 2 cars, 2 buckets.
Bro.
Flip those 2 buckets into 3 buckets.
A lot of people don't get that, bro.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't get that. Yeah. They just want to go from A to Z.
Well, they always want to be ready.
Yeah, bro.
You ain't got to be ready. You wasn't ready to have that kid. Yeah. Are you a good mom?
Exactly. Right.
Are you a good dad? You are? You weren't ready.
Hell
you
no.
didn't have the money. You didn't have no training. You didn't know what the fuck you were doing.
I was 15 when I had my kid, bro.
So you for sure weren't ready. You know what I'm saying? You ain't always got to be ready.
You gotta roll with the punches, ready. Bro. You gotta get ready. Absolutely, bro. Yeah. Question? No? Good. Okay, I got another one, bro. All right, man. So you opened up your shop. You and your dad are grinding, right? And then you started having some curveballs at you, bro, already right off the bat. You had issues with your net. You got robbed, right? Mm-hmm. So, and you were was that the same location where you were living at in the RV? Or you parked your RV on the location? That was a different location?
That was at the driving range.
Oh, okay.
So we had the driving school. So after we had the shop.
Yes.
And it did get broken into and shit like that.
Right.
We went to the driving range. We took over the old vineyards, the abandoned driving range. And then that's when we lived in the RV.
Now, you and your family, you and your kids, your wife?
No, it was really just me and my dad.
Oh, okay. Okay,
so
got you.
We had homes.
Yeah.
There was just no fucking point to go home.
Right. Because you guys were leaving so late.
I mean, we would be there till 11, 12 o'clock.
Wow.
Come home. Maybe go to the bathroom, maybe take a shower, and then just get up in the morning and leave again. So we just bought an RV and lived there.
Yeah.
For probably like, it was a good amount of time, probably like 4 to 6 months.
Oh, bro.
So
just lived there. Like I would take showers where we clean the balls. Like my dad rigged up a outside.
That's
crazy. It was a hot shower. It's not like I'm swimming in it, but propane. But I would literally take a shower outside, right next to trash cans full with range balls.
Wow,
that's where we would take a shower.
That's meant to. I hope you guys
because you got to do shit like that.
You're listening.
You get what I'm saying? So it is important that I and people like me say shit like that. Like, that's what it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Back in those times,
that's a sacrifice,
I was driving cars that were like $700.
Yeah.
600, like shit that would just catch on fire.
Yeah.
And then I just have to chalk it.
Honda XL.
But I own a golf shop. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any of those extras, you know? But people want the extras to start.
I got a question about that. So obviously, that was a tremendous sacrifice living. Stay there all day. How was that conversation with your wife? Because you weren't home. And you guys have kids already?
Were you guys married already at that time, or
no? We weren't married at the time. So I wasn't going to marry my wife now until I knew she wasn't going to leave me.
Oh, gotcha.
Basically,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? I knew I loved her from the second when she got pregnant. It was like and I didn't want kids, but she got pregnant. I was like, it's all good, babe. Don't even trip. It'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? She was the one worried and unsure and everything like that. But I was good from the very start. But it was horrible as far as our relationship during that times. It was bad because she's footing the whole bill.
Right.
Everything. Like she's taking care of the kids. Like at least for the first 6, 7 years.
How many kids you got?
2.
You got
13 and 15. My daughter's 15. 15. My boy's 13. So the first 7 years, she footed. Now, when shit was good, I had money to help out.
Yeah.
Right.
But she footed the bill. She's got a really good job. She took care of everything, and I was gone. Like I'm saying, I'm living at the driving range. I'm living at the shop. Like I'm grinding all day, every day, and not doing well mentally because of how well I'm not doing. So that led to me being gone more than I should too, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't a reason that I didn't come home, but I'd rather just go have a couple beers with Marcus for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I wasn't shit at that point. That's just the truth. You know, so I was just a guy growing a business that's got 2 fucking kids and a wife he ain't taking care of. Or a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking care of at the time, you know?
Obviously, she was patient. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, she was like, you know, like, I believe in this
well, she
dude.
saw me putting in the effort.
Yes. Okay.
And she had to know, or at least have an inkling like this motherfucker can't do it. I mean, she has to know I'm kind of special. Right? She got with me. You know what I'm saying? She had kids with me, so she has to know I'm a little different. I'm a little off. But I'm special, bro. You know?
Us 1%ers.
1% crazy.
We got issues, bro. We got issues.
I'm not saying she tolerated it with a smile. And
No,
she's not
absolutely
the type
not.
of woman that's quiet or submissive either. She will talk to me like she can whoop me sometimes, which I don't like, but you know what I'm saying? I like that she has that side. I don't like when that side comes out. But I like
a good way to put it.
You know, I wouldn't be with a woman that couldn't assert her, you know, that at least didn't feel tough or something. You know what I'm saying? You know
Stand up. Her morals, her own goals.
She's not a speed bump. You're not getting over on her. You know what I'm saying? So, and luckily she had a good enough job. And we had a good enough support system with my parents and her parents and my aunt and her aunts that, you know, a village kind of raised our kids. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So
that's beautiful.
Real quick, bro. So I think a lot of us, young entrepreneurs who are just born with that kind of spirit. What did you have a hustle as a kid?
Always.
So what was your first little hustle, bro? And who inspired you to have? So what I'm telling you is, where was your roots of ambition? Where did those roots start at?
So I think the first one was I used to take cans out of the recycling.
Yes. Oh, you used to take them out?
Yeah, I used to go around and take, you know, when
all
people,
the cans.
Back when they had not the garbage cans, the little crates where they would put glass and they put cans.
Right.
So I would go around and just take the cans. So I used to recycle cans. So I started doing that. Then I, yard maintenance. Like I built a little trailer and would wheel it around, cut people's lawns, rake leaves, stuff like that. I had a paper route for a second. Not long enough. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I couldn't even do it back then. So I did that. And then like when I had a company called The Watchers, which we installed surveillance cameras on homes and small businesses.
Oh, shit.
This was right when wireless cameras first came out. So I had that business. And then I had an art dealer company called Picture This.
No shit.
Oh, look at that day. Look at that day. Picture this. Oh, hey, Ben. Send me a card, bro.
Let's go.
I know you got one. I want you to send me a card. I got to show this to you. But we had business cards, and it was Picture This. Because so my buddy's parents owned an art art dealer. But they supplied like big-ass hotels. Like Motel 6. They need 800 of this painting, 800 mirrors, and stuff like that.
Right.
So when I saw that, after I met him and became friends, I'm like, bro, why aren't you doing something with this, bro? Like, he was just not fucking with it. It was just his parents' business. I'm like, bro, this place is huge. Why are you not doing that? So we started that. You know, we worked art shows and wine festivals.
Damn, you were hustling, bro.
Sold shit at the flea market, everything like that. It's definitely something I've always done, hustled.
Bro.
And I had jobs too. You know, like I was a lifeguard. I was a lifeguard and worked at Papa Murphy's back in the day. Like,
so that was just
I just can't keep a job.
In you, bro.
I just can't keep a job. I'm a good worker. I just can't keep a job because I'm gonna tell you to get fucked when it's time, right? And everybody comes to that point with their boss where and they just don't because they don't want to get fired, and I do, and I get fired. That's the way it works.
I read this quote, man. I wish I should have took a picture of it, but homeboy said he's all the fuck with asking for permission to go eat lunch for the next 30 years.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was like, oh, man, that was 100% me, especially for me. I'm like, no, I couldn't do it, bro. So you always had to hustle. It was in your spirit, and that makes sense for everything that you're doing now, bro, right? One more question. Is there something else you're doing besides what you're doing now that you hustle on the side with? Right? Because a lot of guys I know.
So I nothing specific.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, if I find a great deal on these refrigerators, and I find backhoes
golf
at this
carts.
price, or anything like that. Well, golf carts I do, but that's kind of standard now. I've been doing it like 6 years now. But if there's an opportunity, like I don't shy away from something because it's not my expertise.
Right on, bro.
Like, I don't remember if you remember the post, but I ended up with like 40, 50 refrigerators that I sold in 2 days.
You just came across the sale and you said, I can make $1 out of this?
Yeah.
Bottom?
Yeah. I mean, because so I saw this thing one time and it was like, how many red cars did you see today? You wouldn't know. Right? But if I told you I give you $10 every red car, you'd come in here and tell me 67. So you only find what you're looking for, right? So if you're not looking, I'm always looking for, there's been, like you see me on the garage sales. I'll buy some shit, sell it, later that day. Like if there's something to make money on, I'm going to do it because why would I just not?
You watch Gary Vaynerchuk or the homeboy? He does that, bro. One thing he said was like, man, like I was watching some posts. This lady was just buying a bunch of salt and pepper shakers. You saw that one?
Yeah. And there's a collector for everything.
Yeah, he's like, there's people around the world who buy from eBay.
There's a salt and pepper shaker that's worth $50,000.
Yeah, bro. I was
and you never know where that motherfucker could be.
100%, bro.
So I don't go that hard.
No, but
I don't go that hard.
That just makes
But if you did that, you should be going that hard.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about.
Absolutely.
Which is right. If you're
And he's an ultimate hustler, bro. That dude be moving, bro.
Yeah, because he'll hustle to make $50, but he really lost 5,000 just hustling for that $50, just to show you can make that $50.
That's right, bro.
Yeah.
That's how real he is.
Yeah, bro. All right, so let's move on here. Who we got? Let's see. You answered that already. You answered that one. One thing you said, bro, that I really, really liked, and when my competition tells me, how come you give the customer so much information, right? And you said it was weird because I just had a conversation with a competitor, and then I turned on your podcast, one of the podcasts you did to get ready for our podcast, and you said it so perfectly. Educating your customers. Why do you do that, bro?
Because I feel like that's the only way for them to really understand what they're purchasing or what they're making a decision on. Because plenty of people have a notion of how things are or what it is, but until you really tell them, they don't really know. Like a guy could come in, hey man, I want you to put this shaft in my driver. Yeah. I don't just go, okay. I go, well, why do you want to do that? What's going on?
Exactly.
Because he could think that it's this way because his buddy Dominic or Daniel told him, and he don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just listening to him because he knows less than him. Yeah. Or he hits the ball better. So I know he's better. So I just try to give every customer the necessary information to make an educated decision or purchase. Right. And I'm never the cheapest, bro. I'm always the most expensive, to be honest. But you're getting something with that. You're getting an honest opinion. You're getting the true facts about golf clubs, what you need to know, what you don't need to know. Yeah. And I'm not trying to sell you. I don't give a fuck if you want a $30 putter or a $3,000 putter. Right. You're going to decide and you're going to buy it or you're not today. But either way, I'm going to give you the same service. So I'll treat somebody that's buying a $300 set just like I would someone buying a $3,000 set.
So would you say that service is probably one of the most important things in any business?
For sure, because you can't substitute customer service.
No, at all.
You can't. Right. You can have the nicest shit, the nicest end product, but there's nothing.
But you can copy all of those things you just said.
Yeah, but you can't copy customer service. Yeah.
No, hell no.
Well, and that's what people are going to remember.
Right.
Right? People are going to be like, oh, man, his couch in there was so beautiful. And that mirror he had in there was so elegant.
Yeah.
What they're going to remember is, man, you know, I was going to buy that driver and he told me not to. And then I only bought that $100 one and it worked out much better. Like, I do that all the time. I talk people down from a decision or a price point they were at because I don't care about the transaction.
Right.
I am only interested in gaining a customer for life.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't give how much you're spending right now means nothing. And it sounds like it's generic, but when I'm really trying to be open 20 years from now, I mean that shit.
100%.
But most people, and why most people don't succeed is because they worry about that buck right now. Do you know how many customers I would lose because I was trying to sell them more? I can almost lead half my customers. I could lead wherever I want them to go.
Yeah, right.
Wherever I want them to go, right? But I'm always going to lead them where they wanted to end up.
Yeah.
Give them that information. Yeah. Somebody goes like, fuck it, man, I'll take the doper one, bro. But he knows that he's buying it and he shouldn't.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
That this one is plenty good enough for 150. But if you want the 450, go ahead, bro. Boss up. Sometimes they boss up and they go, I'll take it. And that's cool. Yeah. But he needs to know. And then they feel more comfortable about buying it, right?
Man, the next time they buy, they'll come to you.
Yes. And they don't get that treatment anywhere else, especially in golf.
No, bro. Yeah.
No. Especially like you walk into a golf shop.
No.
Most people are going to give you the cold shoulder really quick, bro. Or just tell you anything.
Not you. Not you, bro. No,
but most golf shops, they will.
Yeah, I know, bro. That's why I told you.
Even still today.
That's why absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I will never, ever go anywhere else.
I appreciate that.
I'm being very serious, bro. Yeah. Because we related. Just everything about you was authentic. And honestly, I see myself, a lot of what I've been through, what I do through you. Right, so there was a connection. Yeah. You made me feel really good. Yeah. You made me feel confident when I took me and my son there to go get measured. Yeah. You educated us, bro. You told us this, that, why, how.
I forgot your club.
Oh, it's all good, bro.
While we're speaking about how I forgot this motherfucker's club. My bad, bro.
But you know what, bro? You took care of us, bro.
Yeah.
The way you made us feel, man. Like my son, it was the first interaction with you. The first thing that he said when we were leaving, he's all, that will never happen at any other golf place that we've ever been to, that we'll ever go to. Yeah. And I say, that's why we'll always come back here, bro.
I appreciate that, bro.
Absolutely, brother.
Team Golf Ballin,
bro. Yeah, 100%, bro. All right, so I have a special question for you, brother.
All right. Special.
This one right here, bro, to me, it means a lot. You know, we're all kids at one point, right? We all had dreams. Mm-hmm. What was your dream as a child, and what is the difference between your dream now as a man?
That's a pretty good question, bro. Yeah. That's deep. I would say, honestly, as a kid, I don't remember having any dreams.
Okay.
I was kind of like adult, young.
Okay.
Like my parents didn't raise me to really be a kid.
Okay.
Right? They kind of raised me to be an adult. Are you
the only child or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Got you.
So it was like all the kids believing in Santa.
Yeah.
I never believed in Santa because my dad wouldn't like, he's like, there's no Santa, bro.
Yeah.
I'm buying,
straight up with you.
We're buying your shit, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And my mom didn't like it.
Yeah.
But he was just like, I'm not lying to this motherfucker.
The real deal.
He's going to end up, and it sounds crazy, but my dad only had one goal. He didn't care what I did. He just wanted me to be a good human.
Yeah.
He didn't care about anything else. He didn't care about what I made. He wanted me to be a good human and that my children would say I was a good father. That's it. He didn't care about anything else, and he really raised me that way. So I never really had a dream. I would say my dream was to own my own business. I just never knew what it was, right?
Okay.
Because I was always hustling.
Fair. That's fair.
I was always doing that. And like, even in school, I didn't do well in school and I didn't try. And it wasn't because I was lazy. It's because I knew I wasn't using that shit. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't following that roadmap, right? And I knew that. So it wasn't like, because most kids are like, oh, he's just, he's in a stage or he's making bad decisions. Yeah. I wasn't making bad decisions. I knew that I didn't need any of this. Yeah. Like I knew there was never a point where I needed 11th grade education.
Yeah.
I didn't have to graduate high school the typical way. I got a GED, but I just knew it. And it wasn't like I knew I would do this or I knew even what I was going to do. I just knew I wasn't doing that. That's what I did know. Yeah. So it was a conscious decision. It wasn't like me just rebelling or being a bad kid because I wasn't a bad kid. I just knew I wasn't going to do it.
So do you have a dream now? as a man, as a father of your kids? Do you have a dream? Or a vision of something that you want, not just for yourself, but for your fruits around you?
I want to own a golf course.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on, bro.
That's the end goal.
Okay.
That's the end goal. And right before I moved in, I've tried. Yeah. Right? I've had about 3 really close opportunities.
Yeah.
But just haven't been able to make it happen just because for most people that own a golf course, it's worth more money closed. Right?
Yeah.
So, and people don't understand that. So most golf courses lose money, right? And let's say, just a prime example, Deer Ridge, right? The full asking price was nothing.
Really?
Less than some houses.
Really?
Yeah. Less than a lot of houses.
But the maintenance is freaking expensive.
Yes, but it's losing. Yeah. It's a business you're selling that's losing, right? And losing a lot of money, right? So it wasn't worth it for them to sell it to me because they could write off the depreciation, right? And then if the city signs off on a rezone and land that you can't build on, you can now build on, it's worth $100 million. So it's not, so let's just say, let's make up a fake number, and it was lower than this. Well, let's just say I could have got Deer Ridge for $3 million.
Yes.
Well, if they got it rezoned, they would have made $100 million.
Easily.
So it's worth it for them to just leave it there dead, try to get it rezoned. If it doesn't work out, okay, you lost $1 million.
Yeah.
You know, you lost $3 million, but if it does,
you make $100 million.
And someone who owns a golf course has enough money to float that bill, right? They're worth $80 million.
Yeah.
So
that's a write-off.
Yeah, if I told you your Honda, you could get $100 grand for it, or you could sell it to me for a G. But if they do this bill, they give you know, you're gonna say, "Fuck, I ain't taking your 1,000. I'm gonna keep it."
That shit's sitting in the garage,
if I get 100 G's for it in 10 years, I'm happy. So that's basically the game they play. So that's why I haven't been able to get one, but I will eventually own a golf course.
But you got your mark on that.
I 100% will own a golf course.
Right on.
Whether it's one out here or I buy my own land and build it, I will have a golf course at some point.
That's amazing.
I've already drawn it up, so I got it.
That's fucking
I got it on deck. It's waiting. I drew that shit 7 years ago.
All right, here goes my next question, bro. And we kind of talked about it already, but I just kind of want you to reiterate real quick for the young entrepreneurs. Is there a balance between starting a business and raising a family? Is like, to me, I always tell people, fuck no.
Yeah.
It was like 70-30. That was my balance, right?
Yeah. And I would say that would be fantastic.
Right? Yeah.
If you're 70-30, you're because I would say mine was probably 90-10. You know, without exaggeration.
Yeah.
Without trying to, sound like a piece of shit. I definitely was. I had to, I was growing something from nothing.
Exactly.
Spending all my time. And even when I did come home, they were already in bed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, bro.
My driving range closed at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
What's the earliest I can get home? 11:30?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm home at 11:30 and I got to be out the door by 8 a.m. So even if I was trying to be give them a kiss while they're sleeping, or maybe they're awake a few times, and I had to miss hella Disneylands, that was just the way it was.
Right.
So it's, I don't think you can find balance. I mean, you can find a balance, but it ain't going to be balanced.
And that trip
it's going to be lopsided.
Bro, it's lopsided.
And you just, if you want to be the best father and best husband, I don't think you can be the best businessman. It can't. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the best receiver and the best quarterback
at the same time.
No way.
No way.
You might be able to throw the ball.
Yeah, you ain't gonna catch that
ball, but you ain't going to be the best quarterback and the best receiver. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's anything in life. Other things are going to have to sacrifice.
Yes.
That's just the way it is.
Yes.
And now I'm more okay with it. Like, the fact that it happened because things worked out better. But if I was still if I was still doing nothing, that would really suck after, missing those years to not be in a better place later on. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously now your relationship with your kids and your wife has been more stable.
Oh yeah, a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
now I'm on almost every vacation. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
I take my kids to school every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's been good. Once business got good.
Yeah.
Things got better.
So they're old enough to have seen the struggle. You know what I mean? A little bit lightweight, right?
A little bit, but they still are fucking a little
kids.
Delusional, right? I remember it was like maybe 2 years ago or something. my son said something about his, I don't know, let's say it was his first car.
Yeah.
And it's a Lexus, right?
Yeah. His first car.
Yeah, but not a brand new Lexus, but a Lexus, right?
Yeah.
And my wife was just like, well, what if your dad doesn't have money? And he was like, what do you mean my dad wouldn't have money? Like, so he don't really remember. Like the first TV me and my wife bought, it was $380 and we put it on layaway.
Yeah.
Like, that's some real shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kmart,
yes.
It was only $380 and we had to put it on layaway.
What size was it?
32.
32.
With a built-in DVD player. But you know what I'm
Ballin',
saying? So they don't remember that.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
They don't remember that.
But what I'm saying is they remember not seeing you.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Grinding, working,
Yeah, for
then
sure.
all of a sudden they start
For
seeing
sure.
you more
then
often.
my wife won't let them forget it.
Yeah.
If they wanted to, my wife won't let them forget that I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If it
Hey,
comes down
I
to
was
it,
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you paying for shit now, but oh, yeah. That's got to come out every once in a while.
Absolutely, bro. All right, my next question. I'm throwing a little hook right here too, bro. All right?
Yep.
All right. What movie or TV show character that you can best relate to, right? That would say that's the dude I am right there, right?
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah. Ugh.
Don't say Scarface,
No,
bro.
I ain't gonna say Scarface. I don't know. I would say like Smokey and the Bandit, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Burnt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Fucking just getting it done.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Legal, not. Whatever.
We gotta win,
Long
baby.
way to go.
We gotta win.
In a short time to get there.
Yeah.
So we eastbound. Just watch out, Bandit run. But yeah, I mean, so that was like me and my dad's favorite movie.
Yeah.
So
Smokey and the Bandit?
Smokey and the Bandit, so we watch it all the time. So, I mean, that's the only thing I go to. I mean, I'm not. So one thing I'm really bad at, even though you see the things I create with my business, I don't have an imagination. Like when you ask me dreams and imagination, I just never got that facet in my life. I never I've never seen a Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like I don't get, like I like reality shit. That's it. Like when I was a kid, I was watching Roseanne.
Yeah.
I was watching, not Dr. Phil, but what was that?
Jerry Springer?
Jerry Springer. But the dude that used to work with Oprah. What is it?
That's Dr. Phil. Right?
Dr. Phil?
No, not Dr. Phil. No.
Donahue?
Way back in Donahue.
Yeah.
So shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, as a kid, I was watching adult things. Like I was never not allowed to watch R movies and shit like that. So I always gravitated to adult shit.
Yeah.
And when my parents went through shit, they didn't, it was like, look, this is what's going on.
They were straight
We're
up with you.
fucking beefing because, or whatever it may be. It wasn't like, they didn't hide nothing from. So I was very adultish as a young child. I was never really a kid. Like I didn't play with little.
Understood. Bro.
Yeah.
So did your parents have siblings? You had aunts, uncles?
Yeah. So I have.
Were they close to them?
Yeah.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. Like my aunt lived across the street.
Okay.
And my uncle was like my second dad.
All right.
Yeah.
Second question on that one. Did your dad and mom talk to you about money at an early age? Did they kind of make you understand how money works?
No.
Right? No?
No, because they didn't have no hustle.
Right. Oh, okay.
They were just workers.
Right.
Right. And my dad was just a worker. And my dad would just work forever. But
so
having me,
was your grandfather a hustler like you are? Or
No.
where did you think
Where do you
think that sucked that it was injected to you? Or was it just the way you just your ADHD maybe or whatever they call that shit?
If I was to guess, it was from, so I had a neighbor, it's a black dude that lived across the street named Rudy. And he had 2 daughters and always wanted a boy. So I spent a lot of time with him and he was only a hustler.
Oh, okay. So you picked it up.
Hustle.
You picked,
and I spent a lot of time with him. A lot of time with him.
So
like
he had a big influence on you.
From like 8 to like 15. Let's say something like that.
You still keep in touch?
He's dead.
Oh, you want to hear something funny, bro?
He was one of those type of hustlers.
Yeah. Right. Oh, okay, okay. Something crazy is a man who was a huge influence on me in learning about making money was a black dude. His name was Jerome. He lived down the street. He was an ex baseball player, right? He stayed in the neighborhood to live next to his mom and to help him with the property, right? But he would always talk to me about, man, you want to make some extra money?
Yeah.
Knock on each door and ask them if you can use their holes in their shampoo to wash their cars.
Yeah.
He's like, you're gonna get a lot of no's, but eventually someone's gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
And then go back to them every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. So I started doing that. Same thing with grass. You want to cut people's grass, charge them $5, $10.
Yeah.
And I was doing that on the weekends, bro. Right. So that's crazy, man. So that is what started my little hustle, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Also recycling cans, putting some dirt inside there a little bit, smashing them, getting a little wet. Yeah, bro. Yeah. That's a trip, man. Yeah. That's a trip, dude.
So I would imagine that's where, because like I said,
that's where it came from.
My parents were just workers.
Yeah.
And my dad would have worked the rest of his life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He would have just, like he's the type of dude where if he had because he had factories closed, shit move out of state,
and he just kept
stuff like
going
that.
to job to
different
job.
jobs. So, but I mean, if he would have had, let's say he was at the steel mill, he could have been at the steel mill for 50 years. Like he would have did the same thing forever.
And there's, I tell people, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
And for most people, that's what they should do.
Yes, absolutely.
Because everybody can't do it.
Yes.
And everybody's not built for it.
Hell no,
that's
bro.
just the way it is.
So
obviously the hustle, we talked about how you got that, but what about the innovation? Because all of these business you started, they're not just hustling, but you have like a spark for innovation. And so did you think you got any of that from your parents, or was that just natural? Like
that's just your vision.
Yeah, and I think it still happens like all the time, like with everything. Yeah. Like if you ask my family, I've probably had 4 other business ideas in the last year.
Yeah.
That I'll map out in one night, but don't do because I got this shit going on. But I can bust something out and go, man, I could do this and this and that and this and that. And I also do that like when I go places. Like I go there and I'm like, oh, why don't they just put this and who didn't do that? I'm always, and I think that's why I'm good at it, because that's all I do.
Yeah.
That's my mind is always
making money, man. Making money.
And it's always thinking not only the next step, but the next 20.
Yeah. Question for you, bro. You got kids, right? Do you want the same for them? Or are you trying to promote them to start their own businesses? Or you just kind of want them to live their lives? So, are you trying to inject some of that hustle into them?
I do, but I don't force feed anything.
Okay.
But I do. I just don't know what they're going to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They definitely ain't got that go-getterness as of now, but they also got me as a dad right now. 100%. So it's a gift and it's a hindrance at the same time, right? So they got a little too much.
Right. Yeah, bro.
They do.
Yeah.
It's just the way that, you know what I'm saying? I remember first pair of nice shoes was when I was 16. These motherfuckers came out of the womb with Jordans.
I know, bro.
With multiple people, you know what I'm saying? So they just live a different lifestyle, and I don't really know if that's good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to instill the hustle in them. I imagine that they're going to get it. Whether they want to do their own thing, I would prefer they do, but that don't mean shit, because who am I? I'm not them.
100%.
Right? I would prefer they're their own bosses, but if they don't want to be, I'm plenty okay with that too.
Right.
Because this ain't for everybody. But I would love to.
I
mean, obviously, that would be the.
But if you're doing that, obviously you're going to spend a lot of time with them, get them ready, try to train them as much as you can.
I don't want to take away from the childhood.
No,
so that's why I don't. Because I could be, because I'm their dad.
Yeah.
So if I wanted them at my fucking business every day after school, that's where they'd be.
Yeah. Right.
But now I'm forcing upon what I want.
Right.
And I don't want to
enjoy
do
life.
I want him to go, hey, Dad, I want to come to the shop. Can I start working? And every once in a while they do.
Yeah.
And then work ain't that cool. You know what I'm saying? They'll bust out 4 days in a row. And then Friday, I'm like, hey, you was on break. Why didn't you come? Dad, I didn't want to spend my whole break working. I'm like, I bet your ass didn't. I didn't want to get up this morning either.
Bro. So my next question is, bro, how do you feel about college for kids, bro? How do you feel? Do you think that some of these kids should still go to college, knowing that like a person like you and me, did you go to college?
No.
Junior college?
No.
You barely graduated high school, right? I barely graduated with like a 2 point something, bro.
I got a GED.
School was never for me. I just, exactly how you said it, bro. I just always knew this is not going to work out for me, bro.
I think.
So do you think that some kids, depending on what what avenue they're chasing should go through college, or do you think they should go straight into the workforce?
I would suggest that they don't go to college right away.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion. I think you can go to college not whenever, but you can definitely go later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I had to do over again, I would want to give my all to whatever I wanted to from the age of 20 to 26, because you could really get after it, right? I get after it, you get after it, but at 26, bro, I was a different beast. I could have got after it, getting after it. You know what I'm saying?
And lose everything and then rebuild it, baby.
So, I mean, I just think, college now is just kind of overrated.
Yeah.
I think it's good for some people, but I think most people that go to college for something, I don't know the stats, but I would guarantee most people that major in something don't ever end up doing what the hell they majored in.
No, 100%.
So, and it's not really...
And they spend a lot of money, bro.
A lot of money. And it's just, if you want a job, get a fucking trade.
Yeah.
If you want a job, if you're a man, or if you're a person and you want a job, become a plumber, become an electrician.
Bro, it's a dying breed, bro.
Unless you're going to be a nurse or a doctor or something like that, then you go to school because that's mandatory.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
If you want to be an electrician, you can just join a union and work your ass off and you're going to get there. They got a program for that.
Yeah.
So why more people don't do trades? Well, because most people are scared of work.
The trades are going to be what engineers were 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's an epidemic right now, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really is. It's a shortage.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make see how you felt about that, bro. Because, man, like I got one daughter. She's in college, right? And she's going in for business management. She wants to own her own business one day. So I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You can learn the numbers from the outside in, and she's also dealing with us with our businesses, right? So she's a little hustler too. My second one, she's getting not really sure what she wants to do. She's about to graduate, but it's always like to me inside my head, it's like, man, you don't need to go.
So to really answer it, I would be most happy if both my kids never went to college.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I dig that.
That would be the realest answer.
I dig that.
If they both didn't go to college, I would be more happy than if they both went.
Right. Okay. I love it, man. Fair enough, bro. All right. Here goes some personal questions, bro.
All right.
Now, the biggest thing that I see, bro, with a lot of men, especially men who are trying to start a business or in the middle of their business, and the number one thing that, man, my wife just doesn't support me, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Or she's not helping. She's telling me I suck, or I can't. It's not gonna work, right? If this ain't working in 2 months, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Right, et cetera, et cetera. And I hear this story all the time, and it makes me more grateful for the woman I have at home, right? For pushing me, for loving me, for being there, bro. A shoulder to fucking cry on when it was really rough, bro, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, I had my, I had my issues, right? Trying to balance both businesses and growing them, right? How important would you say it is to have a solid partner while you're trying to build your dream?
I would say it's the only way possible.
Right.
I don't think there's too many humans that made it to that next level with someone that didn't support them.
Yes.
They were either solo bolo and grinded that bitch out themselves, or they had somebody that had their back.
Yeah.
Because there's no way anything that I done would be possible if my wife didn't, she'd bitch about it at times. It would get bad at times, but overall, she had my back.
Yeah.
She never once was like, you can't do it. You shouldn't do it. You need to be realistic. You need to stop playing games. It was never none of that. But I also never gave her a reason too.
Right.
Because, sometimes.
She saw the effort.
Yeah. The effort was always there.
Always there.
Always there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm living in an RV and not some RV I would buy now. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about a $3,000 1978 RV. You know what I'm saying? Not no lavish shit.
Yeah.
Bumming it, taking a shower outside.
Thugging it out, bro.
Yeah.
Thugging it out.
So if your man or your significant other is doing that, and you can't support that, then you ain't. Then the main problem is you chose the wrong one.
Yeah.
And now you got to start looking at something else.
So my next question for you is, where did you meet your wife?
I met her at Pee Wee Muldoon's. It was a bar in Brentwood by the Ace Hardware.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I met her.
So you guys had your relationship, right? You got with her. At what point did you start to say, man, she's a little different, right? Or she's special, right away?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right.
Because I'm a hoe. Like I was out there.
Yeah. Having
fun.
Yeah.
And having lots of it, you know? And I wasn't ever like, you know, I didn't want a girlfriend. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have kids.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, we just hit it off
right on.
Perfect. It was really like some bullshit love story. You know what I'm saying? It really was. It really was amazing. And then even when she got pregnant, there was never a, damn, she's pregnant, or man, she shouldn't have it, or oh, what am I gonna do? Like it was just like, it's gonna be all right.
It was all natural, bro.
It just never even worried me.
Beautiful.
But I did make sure to, you know, after that, we stayed together for several years before we got married. And that was
you guys got married not too long ago, right?
Well, I think we've been married, I would say 8 years. So we've been together 16.
So like,
and I'm probably wrong, and she's probably gonna fuck it.
Oh shit! My bad, we can edit that. We can edit that.
We'll cut it. She knows the motherfucker she married. She knows.
You just make sure you bring that money home,
but
baby.
I think 8 or 9 years.
Right on.
8 or 9 years. So we were together 8 years prior, and that was planned.
Yeah.
Right? It was to make sure she can handle the person that I am.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be like, if you see me and you see me with her, I'm exactly the same. That's hard for not just men, but for people to do. Like the faulty shit that I'll say with me and you, my wife would be right there. I'll say that same faulty shit
in front of her.
She's just,
that's my man. That's my dude.
That's who he is.
That's my guy.
He doesn't act a different way.
100%.
She doesn't have to worry about if I go somewhere that I shouldn't be. She'll hear it and she'll just have to deal with I was where I shouldn't have been. I mean, it's just...
That sounds like him.
Yeah. So, I mean, she catches some flack from other ladies for it, but at least she knows her man ain't selling her no dream.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
This is what she gets, and she happens to love me for it, and I love her for her faults as well.
Amen, bro.
Yeah.
So that's a huge, that shit's important, right? Having a solid
It's the only reason
partner.
I could do what I do.
Exactly, bro.
The only
so that's one thing I want young entrepreneurs to know, man. Like you gotta have a solid partner, someone who's gonna be locked in with you, ride or die, good days, the bad days, the ugly days, the nasty days. When you're going through that mud, you need someone by your side, man. That's
and if you don't think they're right, it's time to get out. Just like a bad investment.
Yeah.
You don't got to go down with a sinking ship. Yeah, you don't got to go down with that sinking ship.
Yeah.
Get up out and move on. You know, there's plenty out there in life in every facet. You could fail 10 businesses, make one great. You could fail in 10 marriages and make one great. It's just life is full of possibilities.
Yes.
So don't strap yourself to anything that you don't feel is right.
Fucking speak it, baby. Yeah. All right, next question, bro. Why do you give back, bro? I noticed like you like I give back too, and I have my reasons. We all have different reasons, right? Yeah. But ultimately it's for a good reason, right? But just so that people understand more about you, why do you give back to your community or people asking for help out there?
I mean, I really just give back because it's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's really it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's once you're in a position to do things for others, you should do things for others.
Right. Absolutely.
And that would make, not to sound corny, but that's what would make the world better. If I'm in a position to hold open this door while you walk in, why the fuck am I going to let it go?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Why am I going to let it go? And people let it go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if everybody would do that, you know this car is trying to turn right and you're blocking, but you're going to sit there on your phone instead of scooting up to give this guy some room so he can go, and then the car behind to go. You know what I'm saying? It's a chain reaction. When you're nice to somebody, then he's nice to somebody, and then he's nice to, or she's nice to somebody, but people walk around bitter all day.
All day, bro.
Saying? And I'm not going to front, giving back comes with its perks as well.
Yeah.
Right? There's good publicity and everything like that.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to help thousands of kids on Christmas.
Yes.
I'm going to get plenty of publicity, and I'm going to make people's life better Why am I not doing that?
Right.
And all I got to do is put some effort together, coordinate something like I would coordinate for the Masters tournament.
Yeah.
All I got to do is orchestrate for everyone to give and make an event for everyone to have a great time. So
beautiful.
You know, you got to spend the time. You got to spend time doing shit for nothing.
Yes.
So you can get paid a ton for doing some other shit.
That's right.
But if you ain't never willing to give, how you trying to get?
My philosophy is the more you give, the more you get, bro. That's the way the universe works. You know what I'm
seems to be that way.
To me, that's just the only way, bro. Like I tell people, my analogy is we're all climbing this mountain, bro.
Yeah.
We're all going through ups and downs, these caves, these fucking bats are everywhere, spiders, snakes. We're all climbing. And some of us get to a point where we can turn around and lend a hand, bro.
Exactly.
Right? Get up here with me, bro. Come on, let me make this a little bit easier. The other one I use is don't go. I've been through many doors, bro.
Yeah.
I've had my ass kicked through many doors. And
don't open that one.
I'm the first one to tell you, don't go through that one, bro. Just believe me when I tell you.
Yeah.
It's gonna cause you 5-10 years of fucking just
And
hell.
you know what's crazy? Is there's people out there that don't want to do that.
Yes.
That want you to walk through that door.
No, exactly.
You's a cold motherfucker.
You use all.
You know that door's bad for that dude, but you just gonna, he gotta learn.
Yeah.
That's what you here for, bro. That's what you here for. But people get so caught up in their own shit that they don't want. I want to help everybody.
Straight up, bro.
But they also want to be gatekeepers, so they don't take you. They don't take away from me, right? Like,
Or they feel a certain way
I don't
about
want to give you
themselves.
my information because then I'm not gonna have.
Right, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if more people just helped,
Right.
it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks they're taking. No, if she goes and buys a dress from that boutique, I don't lose out on a club sale.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I just helped that lady, and now that lady's going to help me because I'm sending her business. And why
That's
wouldn't
the way
I?
it is, bro.
Right.
Why wouldn't I?
A lot of people don't get that, especially people who are not in business. They don't understand that, bro. All right, next question real quick, bro. What 3 things would you teach your younger self before starting a business? So if you can go back 15 years from now, what are the 3 things you would tell yourself really quick?
I would say you're wrong. You're wrong. You probably shouldn't do that. And just keep trying.
Right on.
That would be it, because I was wrong a lot.
Yeah.
And I made bad choices a lot, but I kept going. So I would just say keep going.
Fuck.
You have to just learn from your mistakes. It's not gonna be, you're gonna fuck up. It just is what it is.
Yes.
You're gonna, you have to get the answers wrong before you get them all right. You have to fall before you get up. You gotta crawl before you walk. All the little silly shits that they say, that's just the way it is.
That's part of it,
You can't
bro.
just go from, hey, I'm working at Safeway to, I own my shit and I make every great decision. And I'm just making money. If business comes so easy, hire you. It doesn't work that way.
Don't work. No,
It doesn't work
That's
that
a
way.
pipe dream right there, bro.
Yes.
What's been your biggest business challenge so far? The biggest hurdle, bro. What's been your biggest?
Always finance.
Finance.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just coming in under finance makes growing a business so much harder, right? I mean, not that money is everything, because it's not. You can have a bunch of money and still fuck your business up real quick.
Absolutely.
But it makes it easier if you have the skills and the know-how and the hustle, but the only thing you're lacking is the financial side.
Yeah.
Because other people got plenty of finances, but lack all those other things.
Absolutely.
They're always going to fail, where hustlers are still going to win. It's just going to be a lot harder and take a lot longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably be at this point, or I would have a golf course if I came from a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But coming from nothing, where you got not much to do anything, I started the business with $12,000. That's not that much money.
No, bro.
So going from $12,000 to making millions a year it takes a long time, and it took 16 years.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
you got to be willing to wait that long.
Yeah.
Most people aren't willing
Put
to.
in the work to get there,
Yeah.
bro. It's the time, the hours, the headache, the stress, the late nights, bro. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. Have you been to any seminars, sales seminars, or to go see some speakers? And if you have or you haven't, what are you doing right now to get your business to the next level? Are you taking any classes or any seminars for that?
So I've never took any classes, never took any seminars.
Okay.
I I would say I've always really evaluated everyone when they're talking, speaking, whether they're selling or not, because I believe everybody's selling something in some form.
Yeah.
But really, it was back in the day when I got a job at Best Buy that my general manager, Randy Strand, he just took me under his wing and he really taught me how to treat a customer, how to sell without selling.
Right.
Basically, he taught me everything that I do. Like, these people are here to buy a TV.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell them one.
Yeah.
You just got to tell them everything about these TVs and they're going to leave buying one if they want to buy one.
Yeah.
So you don't have to try to make them buy this Sony when they want this Insignia.
Yeah.
Right? Just give them the information and let them make. So because he taught me all that, that really transitioned into, and I've always had the gift of gab, the comfortability with, like, I've hosted big events. I've talked in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
You know, I did the first annual Master Players Ball. I hosted comedy shows, concerts. So,
bro.
Speaking
it's
in
just
front
natural
of people,
for you.
Yeah, it just doesn't bother me.
Right on. Right on.
You know, not that it's natural. It just doesn't. Most people have that feeling. I never have that feeling.
Yeah.
It's just like.
So you're okay to get on the mic in front of thousands of people.
Bro, every video I take, it's 97% is one take without a script.
Beautiful, right.
It's just like, hey, Gabe, we're going to shoot this right now. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's why you'll see I'll say the wrong word. I'll go down and up. And, you know, it's because we do that one. And I'm just like, no, we're not doing another one. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to do it over. I like it all to be really organic and it be my true self.
Straight up. Right.
And see it, not this oversaturated, edited version and perfect, because I want everybody to know that shit ain't perfect, right?
Yeah.
Everybody tries to make, oh, my car's as clean as it can be. No, my car's fucking dirty. There's hell shit in the back. Like, you got to show people that life is real for everybody, because people think, damn, this car ain't never dirty.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the truth.
Yeah.
And most people portray it. Man, they're always on vacation. Yeah. No, sometimes I'm fucking sad because I don't have rent money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so people need to know those things so they're not so down and depressed about what's going on, because everybody feels alone. They feel like their problem is only them because everybody else is trying to show their highlight reel.
Yeah.
Well, like that one reel that I just put, like, was it yesterday or the day before? It was my buddy that used to live out here, and now he's in Vegas, but he did a song. He hasn't made rap music in how long he made songs.
Yeah.
And I put it on for him. Then he hit me. He was like, bro, it's at 16,000 views already.
No shit.
Yeah, one day. Yeah. So he was like, bro, thank you so
much,
bro.
That.
He was like, he was hella happy. He was like, bro, all of a sudden people are, you know, checking out my song. And the song's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's a good song. So I put it on, and it's just like, you know.
That's another thing. Like, I tell people, share, bro. Share.
There's no reason.
You know, like with you, like, I get your stuff and I share it as often as I can.
Or if I stop at a place and it's pizza, I'm gonna take a picture, boom, post it. And even if I didn't like it, I'm still gonna plug him because I want him to do good.
Give me some.
I don't want him, you know. Oh, you know, that pizza wasn't that good. I don't have to. I'm not gonna go on there and say you got to come to this pizza. It's the best pizza. But I'll take a picture of the pizza and I'll tag the location. Because
that's how it's supposed to be, bro.
Yeah.
To people that don't do that, you know what cracks me up? Or it doesn't crack me up, but there's people that will look at shit, like it, but not like it.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you watch that for?
Absolutely,
and
bro.
you don't hit like, so you just you refuse to acknowledge that you liked it. So what? You didn't want me to know you liked it? Or you don't want other people to know you like it? It doesn't make no sense. Because people, you know, people say shit to me, they'll be like, bro, every time I look at something, it'll be a hot girl, or it'll be this, or a guy with his shirt off, and you had already liked it. It's just like, if it's there and I didn't hate it, I'm gonna like it. They posted it for that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whether they want to say it or not, that girl posted that so she could get some likes.
Yeah.
So what am I to like it and just not hit like? Why? Because I have a wife, so I can't like things? You know, and I understand some women will get mad at that, right? And that's okay. But you just eliminate that from a person's being?
Yeah.
No, you can't like that.
No.
You can't like that.
So if you made it to this part of the video, you better like this video.
Goddamn right. Like, share, follow, subscribe, comment, baby.
If you've watched this for 15 seconds, you should hit the like. Because why not?
Yeah, bro.
It's a small effort.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, right? If it's, shit stomping, and you don't like shit stomping, you don't have to like it. But if it was something that you felt like you got something from, or it entertained you for a minute, or it caught your attention, why would you not?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a like.
I don't know, man. Just a lot of people, bro. They got the issues, man. They some people.
Well,
are
they
just
worry about what people think.
thinking. That was my next
like
question.
People say, "Oh, I saw you like that."
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I did like it.
Yeah. What's the problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
What is the problem? I like it, bro. You like everything. Well, bro, I'm looking at it. So that means you scroll on your phone for 30 minutes
and don't like nothing.
And don't like one fucking thing. To me, I think that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Now, I know a lot of people do that, but I think that's extremely weird because you tell me you didn't like none of that.
Yeah.
Or you don't want people to know you
Straight
like
up,
it.
bro.
Like that just doesn't make sense. And I can't live like that. Like life is short, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna die, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, bro.
One way
so I don't want to spend any moments doing shit like I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't ask for another beer if I was worried about someone going, you see, he had 2 beers during that interview.
Yeah.
But I want another beer. We're having a good conversation.
Yeah.
This is what life's about. Yes, I'd like another cocktail.
Yeah,
So,
yes, sir.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Please. But people just got to be who they are.
And bro, why
and you're going to attract people that are like-minded and the people...
And here we go, baby. Here we go.
And then the people that aren't real, you don't have to deal with it because people go, man, that fake motherfucker, he's so close. Well, you let him in. Like, that doesn't happen to me that often.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen to me that often. Because I'm so real that the fake ones can't.
Yeah.
They can't get through that, or they don't want to be around it. Like, oh, that motherfucker way too real. He gonna find out real quick I'm a snake, you know? So
ain't that the fucking truth, bro?
It is.
I think you probably already answered this question, but what's your biggest goal with your business?
My biggest goal
is
to be able to do it long enough and well enough to support my family.
Right on, bro.
That's it.
Now,
the other shit would be extras.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do what I do and provide for my family.
Mm-hmm.
There's other goals.
Yeah.
But that's the main one. I just want to do this and make enough money to live.
Right on, bro. Doing what you love.
Doing what I love and just having a quality of life.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. If I get more, cool. And I'm shooting for a lot more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro.
Shooting for a lot more. But all I want to do is exactly what I'm doing. Take care of my family where they can live comfortably, we can live comfortably, and I do something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And having my dad be able to do that too.
Right.
I don't want my dad going to do something he doesn't want to do again.
Right.
If he's going to do something he doesn't want to do, it's going to be for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your location now, bro. Man, let me, from my point of view, man.
Yeah.
So when I walked into your new location in Oakley for the first time, it was beautiful because in the back it was a blank canvas, bro.
Yeah.
It was all dirt. Right? Dirt, bunch of golf carts out there, right? And I walked in there, my first question was like, so what you gonna do with this place, bro? Because in my head, I'm thinking like, I'm trying to play perspective. Like, I bet this dude's, his brain is going crazy. Okay, I can do this and I can do that. And the people can be over here and then, this and then that. Right. So that's just the way I was thinking. And then as soon as I asked that question, bro, you were like, man, I'm thinking about doing this over here, putting something over here and then the TV's out here and then private studio upstairs. And you're like, hey, you want to check it out? And you took me on the tour, bro. And it was honestly, bro, and I'm being straight up with you. It was fucking beautiful to see that, man.
Thank you.
To see someone like I can relate to, because sometimes when I would talk about my vision to people or how big I wanted my businesses to be, they would look at me like fucking sideways, like that's impossible, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But talking with you, I felt that connection right away, man. Like, damn, it's always beautiful to see another crazy motherfucker out
Someone
there.
like-minded.
Someone like-minded, bro. Like, you know what I mean? We think outside the box.
Yeah.
We see things that aren't there, right? We can paint that picture. We have the passion, the vision, the drive. We
and we
know
can
how it's
listen
gonna
at a
come.
different level because we
bro.
know that possibilities are endless,
bro. Yes.
Most people just disregard it because that can't
You're
happen.
crazy. You're
that
crazy,
can't happen.
bro. I don't see this happen.
Well, I'm going, bro.
So,
why don't we try to do that?
So in my head, I'm thinking like, dude, this dude went from this little area in Brentwood, right? You literally walk inside the front, fall out the back, to this fucking monstrosity of a fucking lot, right? Yeah. But I'm like, bro, if he is willing to leave that little location to go to this big fucking monster. He sees something so beautiful in his brain, bro. Yeah. So I want to talk about, I want you to paint it, for the people who don't know you, for the people who are probably one day going to visit California, coming in from Florida and want to go hit some balls for the night with their girlfriend or their friends, whatever. Talk to them about your shop real quick, bro. Because real quick, for me, like I looked at it more like, damn, bro, this was like a boomers, right? Kind of vibe, right? Arcade vibe, but also like you have your adult section, bro, and you made it so family orientated where guys, men, grandfathers can come with their kids, and while they're teaching them how to hit the ball, they can take a break and go play video games, or they leave grandpa alone for a good 20 minutes and they come back. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Do your thing, bro.
So I would love to be like, that was the plan.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I got kicked out of that gas station.
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. That was not the plan. I wanted to stay at that gas station. Life was good.
It was
place
rolling.
was shitting money. It didn't cost me much. It was perfect, really. So the state came in. They did some inspections. They had to rip out the tank. Like right now, they're finally ripping out the tanks.
Yeah. Right.
So the corporation I was renting from has to reclimate the tanks. They got to get the old polluting tanks out before they can legally rent it out.
Right.
So I was illegally renting it. Now, at the same time, I knew I was illegally renting it. You get what I'm saying?
So it was a month-to-month thing.
It was a month-to-month. And they told me we can only do this because anything could happen.
Yeah.
So, but 7 years went by, and your boy was mighty comfortable.
Yeah.
You see all that shit I built over there. I was comfortable.
Bro. Hell yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, you got 30 days. And it was like, oh shit. So from being everything comfortable, got the most money I've ever had, flying first class, don't have to worry about nothing, to, okay, I got to tear this down and I have to go somewhere else. So that's going to cost a bunch of money. So I started shopping, started looking at places. I was just getting ready to go to Garrett Ranch, where that Starbucks is. I was going to get a 6,700 square foot unit. That was going to cost me just under $18,000 a month. And then just one morning, I woke up, and this is like the day before I was going to sign the lease to get basically like 4 or 5 units to make a 7,000 square foot indoor unit. I go, you know what? Let me drive towards Oakley, because I wanted to stay in Brentwood. Yeah. I wanted to really bad. But there's no places that have like street front presence with retail, but have area to build a practice facility. There isn't nothing like that.
Right.
So I just drove towards down Oakley, was thinking about, hey, maybe one of those bullshit car lots. Yeah. Out of business. That would be perfect, because they got a street front for the golf carts. They got a back area where they work on cars I could do. So that's what my plan was. And there was nothing. And then I drove down, and I was going to make a U-turn, and I saw the closed nursery. Yeah. And I just happened to see they had a little bullshit piece of paper lease sign. So I called the number, and I think 5 days later, I signed a 7-year lease. Damn. Yeah, because it was just, I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Now, it isn't, obviously, I'd rather have that in Brentwood. Yeah. But that's not possible. Yeah, so I got the deal done right then and there. And as soon as I got in there, I've always had that. Yeah. I can just go in and I start
seeing it,
almost like some shit you would see in a movie. Like it just pops up there in 3D, and I can almost get it exactly right from the very beginning. Like, it'll make small alterations, but where that is, it was always going to be. Where my green is, it was always going to be. Where the hitting bay, where the bunkers are, everything is exactly where. I mean, from my first doodle on a piece of paper when I first went and looked at it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I drew it up right away. I always draw it up, right? I always put it to paper, right?
That place I'm old school. Is dope, bro.
It turned out really good.
That place is awesome.
Yeah, it did turn out pretty damn good. But it took a lot. Yeah. But it took a lot. But yeah, it's not done yet, but it's almost there. And I hope that thousands of people get to enjoy it. Because I'm in business to make money. But the thing that I want is to see people make memories at my place.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Watching the Giants win a World Series, or Father's Day being there, or teaching your kid how to golf there. Like, those are the moments and those are the things that mean more than a transaction.
Yeah.
I sell you a $500 driver. Oh, I make $70. Cool.
Right.
But you're out there teaching your daughter how to putt at 4 and she ends up golfing the rest of her life. Beat that.
Booyah.
You can't. And that's really why I do it. I do it to make money, but I do it so I can be proud of what I did.
That's awesome, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
And the amount of connections you're making throughout the year, bro. Like you just said, that little girl grows up and she's coming back with her kids. You know what I mean?
I mean, a dude booked his 50th birthday.
Wow.
So that means I built something that somebody wants to experience their 50th year of life at my place. That's cool. Fuck what I'm making.
Yeah, bro.
Right? I'm going to make some money that day, and that's cool. But it's cooler that he wants to have it at my place. The shit that me and my dad and my family sacrificed for, bled for, and worked to create. Someone wants a part of that.
That's beautiful, bro.
So that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, you can't beat that, bro. You can't beat that.
That's as good as it gets.
So, before I ask you this question, this is let's see, before I ask you the ultimate last question.
We're not sponsored by Coors Light.
One day, baby. One day.
Yeah, send them that check and there'll be Coors Light on the table
everywhere. Behind us too, baby. Shoot. All right, I want you to look into your camera.
Okay.
All right.
This one's mine, right?
This one's yours, bro. Right. And this one means a lot to me, bro, because, like, you understand. I want you to look into the camera, talk to yourself 10 years from now, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Something that you can come back 10 years from now and say, what goals and dreams should you have accomplished by now?
So, hopefully I'm talking to you and you're chilling with a golf course. Hopefully your kids are grown and you're able to enjoy time with them. Hopefully your wife still tolerates you. And hopefully you are enjoying life to the fullest and helping others enjoy life to the fullest, because that's what it's about and that's what success is. It isn't, I don't care how much money you got in your bank. I just hope you're living a quality life and you're helping others do the same.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Respect, bro. All right. So before we wrap this up, big dog, is there any questions you have for me? For Angel?
No questions, but I just want to thank you guys.
Right on,
because
bro.
this was a solid opportunity and it's good to get shit off your chest.
Yeah.
Just because not a lot of people and not a lot of men have these type of conversations.
Right.
So I think it's important that we as regular ass people do it so other people can have those regular conversations, maybe with their friends. Maybe they don't have to film it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But have those conversations, speak about things, because everybody's got something to get off their chest. Everybody's got a story to
100%.
tell. And everybody needs a ear, a shoulder to cry on. It's just life. So it's hard for everybody. So thank you guys for doing this, because this was therapeutic.
All right,
and I think it's going to help people in a lot of different facets.
Right on, bro. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. So last but not least, how can everyone find you, your business, your Instagram, whatever channel? How can people find Mr. Brandon Johnson, a.k.a. the Golf Baller, was in the house and blessed us with his time? You got to hear this guy out.
You can come to Golf Ballin at 4701 Main Street in Oakley, California. You can find me on Instagram at Golf Ballin, GolfBallin. That's the best place to find me. I mean, I got the Facebook and I got everything else, but Instagram is where you can find me, and come to the shop and see me. Check out the Fix Factory, our new practice facility. We're signing up members now, so come check us out and keep it pushing, keep it positive, spread the love, and just enjoy life.
Respect, baby. Respect.
Beautiful.
We good, man. We wrapped it up right there.
That was good.
Hell yeah. That was real good, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's going to be a good one. I could already see a bunch of clips off of that.
That one's going to be pretty good.